What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at a boy DSP daily rap video after a day of Pokemon and, of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. That's right. It's 2026, and every year it seems like our boy Phil settles into a new grift or a new scam, or he makes some modifications or some big grand gesture of how his business is going to be different and how he's going to be producing new and fresh content. Back in 2023, we had React content, and then we had throwback content in 2024, and then Kino Casino came by, and he just forgot about throwback and didn't care about throwback. But now, of course, that the Kino Casino arc has died, and of course the Asmongold arc has died, Phil needs to come up with a new grift, a new scam, and I think he finally settled into it. That's right. And what exactly is that content? Rage content. That's right. He's back to rage content and hoping that he can rally his dents into supporting and, sticking it to the troll. So let's see what Phil had to say, and I'll, of course, provide more context and commentary on my theory. So let's get into it.
Today was an interesting day because today was a completely balanced day. It was like yin and yang, okay? What does that mean? Well, it means the first half of the day was completely chill. We had a 30 to 40 minute hangout session, and then it was Pokemon Legends ZA. But something special happened during the hangout session. Today, I filmed a special video, and this video concerned an idea that I had for this coming Friday. The idea is follows. I have not played fighting games in a while, okay? The last time I played fighting games was months ago, and that was the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and I was playing Capcom versus SNK 2 for a while, for months. I loved it, but then it fell off and no one plays it anymore. I hadn't played anything else in a long time. In the meantime, I've upgraded everything in the studio, including having a setup that now uses a zero input delay OLED monitor. So, I began to crave some fighting games, all right? And basically, this week we had an empty stream. And I said, we could just try a random game during said empty stream earlier in the week, or what we could do is we could try to push all the schedule back a bit, and then maybe on Friday we could actually bring back Friday Night Fights and do an experiment. So I proposed this to everyone this morning. Here's the idea. If you want to know the full idea, watch the video. I put out a special one this morning, and it's the highlighted video on the channel. Street Fighter 6, one night only, Friday Night Fights. It'll be 4 characters, so I'll be playing, casual play / player matches, not ranked matches, and just to see how it works. Meaning, I haven't played it in so long. Is the game fun? Does it run well, or is it laggy? What about the new characters that I haven't even seen, of which I think there's 3 now, right? So basically, it would be an interesting experiment. But the question is, do people care anymore about Street Fighter 6 on DSP Gaming? Would people actually show up, engage, and support that content? Or would people be bored and be like, I thought you dropped this. Why is it back? I'm curious, just from a tech standpoint, if the game would look good on the monitor, if the game would have no input delay, etc. Certainly, I'm probably not going to do great because I'm going to get bodied by people who've been playing nonstop. I've barely played it, in the last year. But I'm curious for a random stream, so I proposed it. The video right now, people are watching it and starting to leave feedback on the video. If you haven't seen it yet, please do so. And please leave feedback on that video on the channel. I'm going to gauge your interest over the week. And as long as people are okay with it, I'm going to do that and return to Friday Night Fights this Friday, okay? Pokemon Legends ZA.
All right, I'm going to stop it here because this is the point of the video I actually have here. So, you notice what he's done recently. He's brought back Black Ops, which he played last night, which, of course, he wage quit it because the trolls were coming in, bombarding it, and making fun of him. The directors were making videos, montages of how he sucks. So he wage quit it. And remember a few weeks ago, or recently for the last couple months, he's been saying how he's only going to play games he wants to play, and he's going to starve the detractors, and he's not going to give us any content. He's not going to interact with the trolls. He's not going to talk about detractors. He's not going to play multiplayer games. He's not going to do all this stuff because, of course, it just, feeds the trolls, right? So what is he doing now? He's bringing back Black Ops 7, and he's bringing back Street Fighter. How long has this motherfucker been talking about how he's never going to play Street Fighter 6 because it sucks, and the FGC are nothing but ball suckers, and they are just doing it for the money? So apparently it's okay when you bring it back and do it for the money, Phil? And again, he's getting very desperate where he's starting to focus. He's starting to be game specific again, right? You know, this nonsense about I'll play whatever you guys want or I'll play whatever I want because you guys are supporting, etc. That's all nonsense. That's all bullshit, okay? Because he wouldn't be bringing back Street Fighter 6 or Black Ops 7 because he sucks at those games, right? He's not good at them, but he notices that he does get a troll element. Now, he's been stressing out about viewership. And viewership has been fucking tanking for months, right? I mean, he barely cracks more than 200 viewers a stream. If he gets 200 viewers, that's like good for him. But he hovers anywhere between 1 and 150 viewers per stream. So he knows that the reason is he's playing boring games. Who the hell wants to watch Pokemon, really? Who the hell wants to watch that? I didn't even bother watching it or clipping it because it's so boring, right? So what Phil knows this. He knows this. So what he did was he decided to bring back Black Ops 7. And Black Ops 7 last night was a disaster. He sucks. He's terrible at the games. It doesn't matter what equipment. He could throw fucking $100,000 at his equipment and he's still going to be garbage because he sucks at the game. He's an old man with terrible reflexes and it doesn't matter. You're still going to suck. He's going to rage. He's going to be and you notice he made a concerted effort of raging. He started raging and screaming, going back to his negative content because he knows that brings detractors to watch. Not really his streams, but it brings detractors actually. It brings attention, right? I was actually busy last night. That's why I didn't even clip it or bother clipping it. I was like, I'm just too tired. I don't feel like clipping it. But I did get to watch some of it this morning, and it's as bad as you would expect for DSP. Okay, it's just terrible. But, you know, he has no ideas. Like, he bought that equipment to do IRL streaming. He's never going to do that. The most we might see is him walking around his dirty ass studio, doing a closet clean out, and that's it. He's never going to go inside his house. He's never going to go outside and stream anything. If he gets desperate, he might go to the dump or something, or a food court and do a Feasting with the Pig episode. He might do something like that on one of his day off, but that's the extent we're going to get of anything in IRL. His focus now is, it's going to be rage content. He's going to try to rage the detractors to come in. He's going to hopefully try to, rally his supporters. So he's going to play the whole, the detractors are winning. You don't want the detractors to win. So to make sure the detractors don't get a W, you need to support me and hit my $150 goal. That's his strategy, folks. That's what it is. We're going to get more multiplayer games that he sucks at. We're going to get more of that. He's going to probably even play fucking Warzone. He might bring back Warzone because he knows that he sucks and he rages and whatever. So, the other thing too is he's bringing back Street Fighter for one person, Jack Rackster. Jack Rackster's been MIA for fucking months and he only comes by to support whenever there's fighting games. So, he's been gone, and I guess he figures, you know what, I got to make sure that my whale comes in at least once a month and drops some cash on me, so let me throw a Street Fighter. And, he's been gone for a while, so he might drop a 50 this Friday, and that's what Phil is counting on. But that's his strategy for 2026. Bring back rage content, pit his YouTube viewers against the Kick viewers, and of course his viewers in general, his supporters against his trolls. That's going to be 2026 strategy for him, and he hopes that he's going to be able to limp through the year and not take a huge financial hit compared to 2025. That's his business. That's his business plan for 2026, folks. Unless he can get Asmongold to get him on his podcast, but I don't see anything other than that, brother. That's it for Phil, and it's pretty pathetic, and it's obvious. It really is because. You would think he would bring it in gradually, like he'll bring in maybe Black Ops first, and then wait a few weeks or whatever, and then maybe bring back Street Fighter. No, he's bringing back Street Fighter and Black Ops on the same week, and I believe he's playing Black Ops one more time this week. So again, that's his strategy. That's what Phil's deciding on doing, and yeah, that's that. For you, Dents, that's the content you're getting. So poor Jade, fuck off, Jade. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. He's gonna give it to you, and you're gonna like it, and not say anything about it, Jade. So sucks to be you, okay? And any other debt that actually comes in to watch Phil play actual games, you're fucked. You're fucked because all you're gonna get is Phil just being a scumbag, reverting back to his scummy ways, and of course we're gonna get back begging. Not to mention He's replaced support with let's get some engagement and support, because of course to Phil that's different. That's not the same thing. He's not begging. He's just asking for engagement. But when you tie support to it, brother, you're still begging. It doesn't matter whether you use it doesn't matter if you use engagement in front of support, before support, you're still asking for support. So I still count that as a beg. Okay, Phil? Anyway, the rest of this is just nonsense about a schedule, which no one gives a shit about. How about you change that, Phil? How about you change regurgitating your fucking schedule every 5 minutes? Huh? How about you just put it out there on Twitter or post it on YouTube or whatever, and then, you know, update your fucking link. And then if anybody wants to know your dented schedule, they can go and find it, okay? You don't have to repeat yourself every 10 minutes, all right? Maybe do that. Maybe that would be fresh new content or non-tent or whatever the fuck you want to call it. How about you do that? Maybe you'll bring some excitement to your streams that way. Anyway, folks, that's it. I'm not going to go through the rest of this garbage because I really don't give a shit. Don't forget, I'm going to be streaming at 9 o'clock today. So see you guys there. If not, peace out.